Okay, so we're actually making an outdoor Jenga game, and what I wanted to talk to you guys about real quick is this little weird contraption that it looks like we have on here, and I call it a stop block. Is that what you call it? The big guy's out here, so he kind of gave me a so what we did was we did put a mark. Oh, and I don't, you guys probably can't see it really good. I did go ahead and I put a mark on the chop saw. Yes, the big man didn't mind if I did it. So that way, if this block happened to have moved while I was quickly cutting all my pieces, I would have known just by the mark on the saw. So what we did was it allows me to kind of cut quicker because I cut, I don't know, 55, 50, yeah, something like that. We cut about 55 pieces. And so what we did was, and we actually did stop and measure. Every now and then I'd stop and measure. I needed 7.5 inches long on every one of them. So every now and then I did stop and I did measure each piece, as I started anew, and just to make sure that this didn't actually move. But it allowed me just to cut everything so much quicker. So that is a helpful hint that I can give you guys and gals, mostly gals probably watching this, but guys, if this is a hint and you're not, savvy on what I'm doing, then this might help you too. So what I wanted to do is just kind of give you guys this little hint if you're going to be cutting. The thing is, though, you want to measure and measure and measure and stop every now and then and just keep measuring. And I was really good, I think, about doing that just to make sure that my stop block didn't move on me. And I'll show you guys what we're doing, but I'm actually going to do a video on the whole Jenga game thing. I didn't do a full video on cutting all the pieces. I haven't done a video on sanding all of the pieces, but as I get ready to start painting and everything else, I'll go ahead and we'll just talk about it. We've talked about sanding before and, and things like that. So, and I'll talk to you guys too, because Ed's using a spindle sander. And I can show you guys that. Most of the work I've done on a lot of mine is using my quarter sheet sander, but I'll show you guys the spindle sander maybe here in a moment too. But I did do a stop block, so it's a nice hint or hack if you guys are going to be cutting a whole lot of something in the same size pieces. It's nice just to use the stop block. And it's a hot mess over here, so excuse some of the mess. This is, I think, more or less called a finishing sander, correct? And it's my go-to when I do a lot. We did use a belt sander on the pieces, and it made it a lot quicker, because then I could just take a higher number and go ahead. Some of this wood was a hot mess, and I can show you guys, but so some of the ones that were a lot rougher, I had to go down to like a 60 grit, and I used 150, and then I went up higher and went to about 320 on the last one. So some of these have been sanded 3 times. Some of them sanded 4. Your belt sander had on what grit?
80, I think.
80? Okay. So, on the ones that Ed used the belt sander on, he did have a low number as well. And I've talked about that in a previous video. As far as the grits of sandpaper, the lower the number, the more coarse the paper becomes, and the higher the number, the softer it becomes. So this would be more like maybe one of the last steps where you just need a nice soft finish. So we're doing an outdoor Jenga game. I'm going to tell you guys some things that we kind of learned along the way on a different video, but I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys that hack with the chop saw. So it didn't take us, I don't know, maybe an hour to, maybe not quite that long, to cut 50 plus pieces using this hack and putting a stop block on it. So hopefully, if you guys are going to do something like an outdoor Jenga game or something else where you just need the same size and you need a lot of that size, the stop block is really, really nice to go ahead and do. And you could put it on either side. I just went ahead and put it over here. So I hope that helps. Have a good one, guys. Bye.